Hello and welcome to Tech for Non-Techies, the only podcast that demystifies the fast-growing technology sector. I'm your host, Sophia Matveeva, Chicago-based MBA and tech entrepreneur. My aim here is to give you the skills, knowledge and confidence to find opportunities in the tech sector, whether that's through founding a company, getting a dream job, or bringing a fresh perspective to your work.
Hello, smart person. How are you today? How is the summer of love going for you? Mine is going very well, actually. You can really feel the pulsation of positivity in London, which is just thrilling. Last night I had dinner at Soho House in central London, and I tell you, it did not look like a Tuesday night. People were clearly getting ready for some debauchery, and as I was leaving at about 10:30 p.m, lots more people were arriving to partake in the fun. And so I'm wondering, am I the only person in the city doing any actual work today? Quite possibly. Yesterday before my dinner, I spoke to a new student of mine who has just started the How to Transition into a Career in Tech course that you can also take on Tech for Non-Techies. This student is a clever lady and she works in finance right now and she wants to get into the tech industry. And I see similarities in our experience. I worked in a private equity firm and then I got my MBA and then I started my first tech business. And it all sounds so smooth, and I tell you, it was not smooth and it was really stressful. I often see people who are doing well in their careers in finance or in consulting or in other traditional businesses, and they want to make a career pivot into the tech sector. So if this sounds like you, firstly, you are definitely not alone. And secondly, I am your patron saint. The thing is, traditional industries like finance, for example, they're really good at getting you in when you're young. They're really good at recruiting people from campuses. I remember when I was at college, and that's undergrad for the UK people, all the big banks and consultancies turned up on campus and they bombarded us with presentations and free dinners and free pens. And I took all the stationery and I munched on as much corporate funded foie gras as possible. Because the tech industry as we know it today is still quite young, and the companies that are the big tech firms today, they literally were born as I was graduating or didn't even exist. They obviously didn't have a campus presence when I was graduating from college. But even fast forward to today, those same companies, they just don't have the same recruitment machine as the more established industries. And this is true for undergrad, and it is also true for MBA levels. And this is why I often see people who work in finance or in media or in consulting basically thinking, crap, the opportunities in tech look interesting, but how on earth do I participate? Do I have to learn Python or become a developer? Or have I just missed the boat? And that's when hot, smart people in the prime of their life start having a crisis. My dear smart ones, I just want to tell you, there is no need. This is all solvable. I've got you. My aim with the podcast and the courses at Tech for Non-Techies is to show you that actually there are many more opportunities than you might first think, and then show you the practical steps that you can take to pursue them. So, firstly, if you want to get a free lesson with me on how to transition into a career in tech, then come along on Wednesday, the 4th of August, which is next week. I'll be teaching the core concepts there in a free class. Check the link in the show notes and register, or just go to techfornontechies.co/career-masterclass. That's techfornontechies.co/career-masterclass and register there. Secondly, I'm going to share key lessons on careers from Reid Hoffman, the co-founder of LinkedIn. Reid Hoffman wrote a book called The Startup of You, where he mixes entrepreneurial and career advice. Hoffman is now a pretty renowned venture capitalist and is partner at Greylock, a Silicon Valley VC fund. one of his earliest investments is Airbnb, for example, and that has done rather well. Through his work building LinkedIn, which is all about jobs and careers, obviously, and also seeing lots of companies as an investor, Reid Hoffman knows both about businesses and about people. Hoffman's main premise in the book, and I quote directly, is that the business strategies employed by highly successful startups and the career strategies employed by highly successful individuals are strikingly similar. Since he knows about both, let's listen to Reid Hoffman. He says that we all have 3 puzzle pieces in our careers, which honestly, in my experience, can also be applied to companies. So, puzzle piece 1, your assets. That is what you have. So, for example, the money in your bank account. Or maybe you have a specific talent, like you're really good at public speaking, or you're really good at creating communities and hosting events. Puzzle piece 2, that's your aspirations and your values. Basically, that's what you want from your life and your career. And this is something that will evolve over time. And puzzle piece 3, market realities. That's basically what people and what companies will pay you for. So, for example, today's market reality is that the tech sector is booming and predicted to grow further. I'm sure you can see that all around you. You don't need me to tell you. But also, traditional businesses are going through digital transformation, which means that people who understand the key tech terminology and can relate business strategy to tech strategy are going to be in high demand. When making a career plan, Hoffman suggests we think 2 steps ahead, which is interesting. So 2 steps ahead, not 1 step ahead. So for example, if you work in finance and your aim is to get into product management, which is something I see quite often, this is going to require an interim step. It's unlikely that you're just going to leap from one to the other. So the interim step could be volunteering with a startup to do user research on weekends. So you could understand how user perspectives become part of the product team's decisions. This is definitely a very useful skill to have. Or, for example, if you want to get into venture capital, I often see people getting involved with their local angel investment networks. So, for example, you could help to organize pitch competitions and help screen startups that apply to pitch. This will teach you how investors think, and it will help you build a network and also expose you to lots of different tech businesses. I know people who have used this strategy successfully and now have interesting and well-paid VC jobs, but it was definitely a transition into this kind of job. It wasn't just I decided I'm going to do it, and hey, presto, it turned up tomorrow. In real life, I don't think that normally happens. Well, maybe unless your last name is Rothschild or Windsor. So, my dear smart people, in summary, Reid Hoffman and I agree. Have an aim and be aware that there will be interim steps between where you are and where you want to get to. Another thing that Hoffman says that I want to share with you is that you must invest in transferable digital skills. Basically, if you learn how apps, sites, and algorithms get made and when tech decisions overlap with business decisions, so many opportunities will open up to you. Because essentially, this knowledge is basic literacy in today's economy. But usefully, Hoffman reminds us that investing in your transferable digital skills takes time, effort, money, and also sometimes pain. And I have done this. It is true. Learning new things is exciting, but it's also work. And sometimes you won't understand something the first time you see it. And so it requires persistence. But that's what adulting is. It's not all orgasms and champagne, unfortunately. But let me tell you, even orgasms and champagne feel better when accompanied with a feeling of accomplishment because you've achieved something that you thought was difficult. Obviously, Hoffman also talks about the importance of networking. I mean, he built the world's largest professional social network. So understanding the value of professional networking has literally made him a billionaire. So not bad, right? The team at LinkedIn researched the connections that help people get job opportunities. And listen up, smart people. It's not your besties. It's the weak ties that get you opportunities. The people you meet at conferences or, for example, at virtual meetups are these weak ties. So be intentional about your network and also make an effort to stay in touch. If you want to transition into a career in tech, then come and check out our course on the topic. You will learn the digital transferable skills that Reid talks about. You will build your network intentionally, and also you'll create a realistic plan to get from where you are today to being in your dream job. I'll be teaching the core concepts in a free class on the 4th of August, and I would love to see you there. If you want this year to be the one when you actually move from aspiring and dreaming to taking action, then sign up for the 4th of August class. Literally, it's free. You have nothing to lose. The link is in the show notes and also at techfornontechies.co/career-masterclass. That's techfornontechies.co/career-masterclass. And if you are loving what you're learning, because, who wouldn't? Come and join us as a member at Tech for Non-Techies. Our membership is your best friend in the jargon-filled world of tech. Every week, we have live sessions and masterclasses with expert teachers. You also get coaching sessions with me and learning notes on key aspects of technology like AI, product management, and the app economy, all aimed at Tech for Non-Techies. Our members are really smart people. Our members include alumni of Harvard, Oxford, and the University of Chicago, obviously, and people who are buying companies, building businesses, and leading innovation. And this is pretty epic. And I'm a proud mama. So you want to be part of this, I'm telling you. Join us at techfornontechies.co/membership. So that's it for now, my darling smart people. I love you, and I'll speak to you next week. Ciao.